Most High in Christ, it's good to have brothers in the building. Salakia for yesterday, but we back together today. So we will be going over the law, right? And one of the greatest laws is brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest laws is the law of being a man. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the, I'm saying it again and again, to be a man and know who you are as a man is the only way to properly grow up. Because without that, now you're battling. You're like they say, you can't see the forest for the trees. You struggling through the jungle of life because you don't know. It's a game I used to play, and if you try to go through the woods without a flashlight, it didn't matter how much you thought you knew the woods, you always find yourself going to a circle. But when you got that flashlight, it was like, oh snap, this is how I'm supposed to be moving around. That's why the law is the light of our footsteps, and your culture, it is the driving force for how you walk in that light.
Right.
You understand? You got the Jewish man pretending to be a black man, and he did it so heinously that black people don't know that he's faking who he is, while he has you not even trying to be who you're supposed to be.
Right.
You know, so either we're fortunate with young children, we come into the truth, or we get gray hairs in our head and we finally come into the truth. But what matters is the common denominator that you come into the truth, right?
Right.
Because outside of that, man, I feel bad for brothers that think that if they go to a Ku Klux Klan rally and they hug a white person that they're changing society. So I feel bad for a black man that think he's gonna change the police force from the inside. Like that's a fool. That's fool's gold. You understand? So before we really get into the topic, does anybody have any questions, any breakdown you might need? Good to go thus far. All right, for sure. Man. All right, I was gonna go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, but we know that scripture. What is the whole duty of man? That he fear God and keep the commandments. That's the whole point of your life, is to learn what the fear of the Lord actually is. You understand? The fear of the Lord isn't I can mess up one more time and he'll give me another chance. The fear of the Lord is I'm at my last straw with him. I got to get it right. And then the fear of the Lord becomes just knowing he's there for you. Like, damn, I don't have to worry. I'm not under the law anymore. I'm not in a position where I have to fear if I'm doing the wrong thing, I'm gonna be punished. Now you're just walking like, oh man, the Lord is with me. So I operate like that. All right. That's how you get that faith that's like Abraham. You understand? He left father, he left his nation, he left his people to serve a God that promised him something that he wasn't going to live to see. You understand? But having that, he could trust in the Most High more than his own strength, more than he could ever trust in some heathens. So, in the times that we're living right now, you have to become vicious about your identity, because it is the thing that is being kept from you. All right. Let's get Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I had another verse I wanted before this, but I can't remember what it was. All right, you have to open up this book and realize something about the people in this book that is undeniable. When you got that, go ahead and read it. Yeah, God.
The book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black.
Hard stop right there. That's heavy in his own self, right? Because Solomon is talking. He's saying, I am black. Can white people say they're black? No. Do Arabs say they're black? Let me see who else. The Polynesian people say they black. Nah, they be into that Hawaiian Samoan culture. They do that. Ooh, ooh, they into that. You understand? They into that. Yoda, not Yoda, the Weemer way stuff. You know what I'm saying? They into their culture. Do Asian people say they black? No, they don't do it. So if this book is saying and making a point to start the verse saying, I am black, then that automatically shuts out 90% of society on planet Earth. Solomon is saying, I am black. Solomon is who they claim had sex with the Queen of Sheba, and that's where they get what's that? What's his name? Haile Selassie. You know what I'm saying? They saying that he had sex with the Queen of Sheba, and that produced a child. When Solomon had 1,000 wives, he didn't have to have sex with anybody. He wasn't thirsty. He wasn't desperate. You understand? But Solomon knew who he was. He said, I am black. And that's what you have to say. You gotta wake up and be like, I'm an Israelite. I'm black. I'm every negative word they try to put on me. Because the Lord said they would put it on me. In Deuteronomy, said you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword in all the places you go. So I am what people say about me because they could never be black. They could never be a nigger. They could never be a wetback, a spick. They could never be a savage. They could never be any of those things that they deem me, because to them, they're ridiculing me when the Lord already said I was black. You understand? Keep reading.
But comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Now that's another very important statement, because he said not only is he black, but he's like, I look good though.
Right.
And who was he talking to? Read that part again.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
And O ye Israelite women. He was talking to his people. He was saying, hey, sisters. You understand? Whatever the natives would call their sisters. You know, what the Latinos, mamacitas. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, hey, I'm black and I'm beautiful. You see me. You understand? Like, you should be proud of your skin. You understand? There should be no problem. Man, if I get darker, I get darker. You know what I'm saying? If you can get darker, go ahead and get darker. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking to who he needed to talk to. He wasn't talking to the men. He was talking to the sisters. Said, I'm black and beautiful. How black was he? Keep reading.
As the tent of Kedar, as the curtains of
Solomon. As my own curtains. He said, I'm black. I'm black. I'm like that. I'm black like the curtains. You know what I'm saying? And I look good. Like that, you should feel good about who you are, man, and fight for your identity. Some Jewish man try to say he a Jew. You pull this scripture, man. So you explain this. You what's your name? Slow-mo, right? Don't that come from Solomon? Your name is Slow-mo, then it said he black. Right. You look pale as hell, and not like in the light-skinned person way. Like you're a Khazar, you're an Edomite, you're a Caucasian. You could never be black. You just rocking my jewelry, rocking my names, you know what I'm saying, and falsifying your culture with my culture. That's all that's happening right there. You understand? From there, let's go ahead.
Like I said, if I may be honest with heavy as far as back to the second part of the verse, which is O ye daughters of Jerusalem. Yeah, we want to, brothers want to fault Solomon for having, 1,000 wives or concubines, whatever the case was, right? But right here, he's calling out to the daughters of Jerusalem.
Right.
Just like us.
Damn right. That's what we want. We want the daughter of Zion. You know what I'm saying? Sisters is the beauty of a black Latina and Native woman is amazing. Them African women be in the face. That thing be looking like hellraiser. You know what I'm saying? They be looking like they all carved up and just ooga booga up in the face. You know what I'm saying? But a sister, man, she got slapped with the pretty stick. You know what I'm saying? Them natives, ooh-wee. You go to these powwows, you'll find out real quick. You know what I'm saying? You go to the barrios, man. You meet the most beautiful women in the place where we're at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where you're going. You ever like you live in San Francisco sometime, and I work in San Francisco, and I think like I could never live in Los Altos or certain parts of Palo Alto or certain parts of San Jose or where where we're like San Ramon and places like that. Because I'm like the population of my people, especially my women here, is so slim. I'd just be like, I gotta go back to the hood where my people are at. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to be looking for. You know what I'm saying? Another thing people mess up when they dealing with Solomon is with that whole concubine thing.
Right.
You gotta know what a damn concubine is. It wasn't a heathen. It was a woman that lost her family in one of our civil wars, and you took her on, made her cleanse herself for a year, and then you took her on as your wife. You know what I'm saying? She just a casualty of war. You know what I'm saying? And because of the love for the daughters of Jerusalem, you're not gonna just cut her off. You're like, damn, she fine. She's still my people. Right. Yeah, her father's dead, her brother's dead. I might have to kill him. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, I'm gonna take care of their daughter. She's gonna become my sister and my wife. Right. You know what I'm saying? Who you give your love to is where your treasure is gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll value, like when Kanye said, all white lives matter. Yeah, ain't no backing that up, bro. You're not about to say something that makes sense. Why do they matter? That's the real question. Do they matter for consumerism? You know what I'm saying? Do they matter as a stock? They have to matter for a reason, but they can't just matter because they breathe life. Right. They know the people that matter because they breathe life is blacks, Latinos, and natives. Everybody else got to serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying? But you just can't make no broad blanket statement. We've been suffering for 400 plus years. Right. Damn, their lives matter more than ours. To hell with that. Understand? Shout out to Officer Natazar with that DEFCON 4. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, I don't give a damn about kosher deals. Right. I don't care. I don't care about the 6 million Jewish people that suffered as much as I care about the 100 million black people that were murdered on the way here. The 77 million Native Americans that were murdered being here. That 6 million matters to y'all. Well, my 177 million matters to me. Right. All right. And if that ain't equal enough, if that's not an equal amount of pain for me as well as it is for you, then the problem's with you. Because black people been loving white people. God damn, did we not warm up their beds when it was cold? You know what I'm saying? Did we not, if it was too hot, did we not blow the food for them? I mean, damn. We've shown them that their lives matter. It's time for them to show us that our lives matter. Right. You know what I'm saying? Give us our identity back. Don't fight it. Give the land back to the natives. Don't fight it. But it's okay, white people, because the Lord is going to come back. And He's going to set everything in order. We just going to sit back, break down these scriptures in the meantime. Right. All right. So from there, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. So this, for the most part, this is very milk. All right, none of this is too deep.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourning, and the gates thereof language.
Listen, Judah, black people, Jews are in mourning, and our gates language, man. Our protection is garbage. Right. You understand? We have a fortress. We have a stronghold in the Isupk. Right. But outside, there is no protection. Outside, you got Al Sharpton. Outside, you got T.D. Jakes. Outside, you got Jesse Jackson and other entertainers, right? Outside, you got Kanye. Outside, you have anybody that would ultimately be a traitor when you least expect it. You understand? That's outside. That's why we're in mourning. And that's why our protection is useless. Keep going.
They are black unto the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Who is black unto the ground? Who is the they?
Is that the protection?
Come on. Yep. Yeah, like you did say right there, but yes, Judah, the Jews. Who are the Jews? It can't, it just is so much of the Bible, it lines up with your current time. Show me a Jew, the way they say it is, that's in mourning. I can't find one. They over there with, I don't know what the hell they wearing on their head. It's a whole basket weave right here. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they cut off that thing they be having in England, the big old microphone thing. And then you do the history on that, you find out that's imitating black people. Everything you find out is an imitation of black people, you know what I'm saying? Because of our might and our strength, you know what I'm saying? But they over there with that, they over here wrapping these things, they putting box, oh, and they have a homeland. That's not a very mourning state. They have an army. They have a seat at the United Nations. They have an air force. You know what I'm saying? That don't say they can decide who goes in and out of their borders. Their gates aren't languishing. Right. But they believe in the Bible, right? The Bible is telling you how they're going to be. The Jews are in mourning. They don't have a protection, so they could never be the Jews. And it says they are black unto the ground, meaning from the lightest color to the darkest color, man. That's how we come. You know what I'm saying? And our condition is black. Right. And not the good black, not the when your account is doing good, you're in the black. It's black like burnt. Like it ain't good. Right. You know what I'm saying? What we're going through is no good. we have to be the Lord's chosen people because nobody could handle what we go through, man. Right. The damn Chinese got had one thing done to them and they put a bill in to stop Asian hate. Jesus Christ, man, how many murders have we had to watch? I mean, even if an Asian person had gotten beaten the way Rodney King got beat, right, on videotape in front of the world, it would have been World War III right there. You understand? They'd have came with some more kamikazes and really killed people. Right. The Chinese man would have been known for strapping himself with a bomb. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was only like 2 or 3 of them got punched in the face, and Donald Trump just talked about it. He got a bill.
Man.
Stop Asian hate.
Tell you. Got the bill. Y'all remember that sister that was in a hair salon? Right. And she was being pinned down by the Asian guys, like, help, somebody help me. And black people just sitting there filming. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get no stop black hate, right, black woman hate. Another one decked the sister in the face. You know what I'm saying? These Asian people, man, they are a protected class of people. Right. But what has happened to natives, what's happened to Latinos and black folks, like that's, man, that is not a protected people. We have to be the Jews because you can't even talk about Jewish people and you get counseled. Right. Like, how the hell you counsel a person? I'm not dead. Like, you might as well just rip up your birth certificate. The way they're acting, like you supposed to care. I'm supposed to care because people don't like me. They ain't like blacks, Latinos, and natives forever. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. In these times, it's very important to stop being a very materialistic person, man. You can't care about brand names. They're all either homosexual or they don't give a damn about you, man. If you think it's a wear Balenciagas, first off, you have no fashion taste, and second off, who gives a damn? Every time I see a video where they be like, how much the shirt? The shirt is $5,000, and the hat, oh, that's $10K. In the briefcase, that's another $20. I'm like, why you spend all that money on an outfit? You could have housed like 14 people, man. You could have done something. You could have paid your damn tithes to Commander General Yohana, man, while you're over here flexing. That's the wrong flex. Flex that. Oh, yeah, man, I paid, $1,000 this week. You know what I'm saying? I got 5 the next month. Like, flex something that actually matters. Right. But because we're in blackened conditions, we have to get some self-esteem somehow. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to matter, man. But you want to know why you feel that way? Because you don't have your identity. You don't know who you are. You're just roaming through the forest. You understand? All right. With that, Salaki, and the end of that says the cry of Jerusalem is going up, meaning the same way the Lord heard our cry in Egypt, he's heard our cry in America. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is moving all the chess pieces to give us the salvation, you understand, that we really just getting mercy for, thanks to Christ. You know what I'm saying? But be in the right place when that mercy comes. When that sky crack, be in a place where you can get more than mercy. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get honor. When you, man, I'm telling you, the best feeling you're gonna ever have, and if I'm lying, you won't be here to find out anyway. You understand? When Christ returned, and you could look at, and your family members look at you like this, oh, you was right.
Right.
Oh, that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? That is the cherry on top. Not only are you ahead of people right now with the knowledge, but when all the chips fall into place, it's gonna be, oh damn. And you know whose life was like that? Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Joseph was a brother, Joseph in the word. Joseph was a brother who told his family, like, I'm about to rule over all of y'all, and y'all gonna bow down to me. And this whole family was like, the hell? You ain't gonna, nah. But that's how it's gonna be. When everything starts falling into place and it's less speculation and more, now these are prophecies. The Jews are black. Kanye, we want to uncounsel you. Kyrie, can you play the movie on the Jumbotron while you get 50 free throws in it? Like when that comes to pass, then you're gonna be like, I made the best decision. Because look, not only do I have the right spirit to lead these people, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad I did something to put myself in a position to lead my people, my family, my nation. Understand the decision you made coming into the truth is the best decision you made your whole life. All right? Because you're getting back what was stolen from you. All right, from there, let's go to Revelations chapter 3, verse 9.
Our brothers got it? The book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9.
What color is this text in?
This is in red, sir.
So there is a very real reason why the Jews don't like Christ, because he smacks the hell out of them. You understand? So they have to say, oh, we only believe in this portion of the Bible, even though they don't even believe in that portion of the Bible.
Right.
But what Christ is going to say, I wouldn't even want to read this if I was faking being an Israelite right now. I'd never read this verse. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie.
Oh, Mashugada, man. I don't want to hear that. That's the New Testament Buyaki or whatever. I don't know their language. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody want to hear that, because this was written long ago. This was here when we was in cotton fields. This was here when we was watching a brother get his back whipped. This was here when Harriet Tubman was freeing black people and taking them up north. This was here during the Black Codes. This was here during Jim Crow. This was here during Rosewood. This was here during Tulsa, 100 years of lynching. This was here through the Spanish Inquisition, the Crusades. All of this text has always been here. It ain't been nobody that's been calling themselves a Jew and been lying except for one people. Because up until today, for some people, they never even heard it. Until Kanye said something, a lot of people didn't know it. Even though Commander Jody Hanna and Isupk have been saying this since 1969. But a lot of people didn't know about it. So when you read this, this is old. This is Christ said it. This is how old this is. Christ is in red. This ain't meaning it ain't come out of John's mouth. It didn't come out of the writer of John. None of that. It came out of Christ's mouth when he was giving this prophecy to John the Baptist. Read it again.
So come. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie.
But do what?
Do lie.
They lie, man. We ain't got nothing. We the home of the truth. Isupk, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, since 1969. We don't lie.
Right.
You understand? We're not wasting your time like the Christian church, like the Jewish synagogues, like the Muslim mosques. You understand? They call themselves Jews. Christ said they're lying. What are you going to have them do? Go ahead.
Come on. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
Does it make them or cause them? I will make. You said it right? God, no sweat. Read it again, Salaki.
Come. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Christ said, I will make them come and worship at your feet so that they can understand that you were the chosen people, that you are loved of the Lord. You understand? Like that ain't no joke. If Christ said it, it's a promise. It's a God, it's in stone. Or it is going to happen. Like, how are you going to be prepared for that if you don't even know why they're doing it? You know what I'm saying? When all of a sudden these Jewish people is coming up to you, Meshugana, they gonna be speaking ancient Hebrew, Salakia. Yeah, how about when they start speaking the way we speak, and how you gonna do that if you don't know what they do? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be prepared. That's why Christ is preparing the kingdom of heaven. You understand? And he's using us to do it. You understand? And to take over, he got to make sure he got the proper number of men to do the job. Because what's not going to happen is that it's going to come back void. What's not going to happen is that it's time to take over the kingdom, and he got to, we got to write some articles of surrender. Because no, they not ready. They weren't. I thought they was ready. It was the year 2000. I thought they was ready. They're not ready. So we're going to need another 50 years. I'm sorry about that, Mr. White Man. That ain't how Christ comes. When he comes through, it's because the Lord said that we got the number. Go back down there, take care of business, man. When it's all said and done, I want a kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. And when it's all said and done, the Lord gonna look at it and say, "This is good."
Right.
You understand? As it was in the beginning, man, it's gonna be in the end. You understand? The Lord made the light, saw that it was good, and it was good. When Christ come back to take this kingdom, he's gonna look at it and say, "This is good. I can sit here now. I can set my throne here, and you ruling." You understand? And we're gonna be in charge. Just gotta be prepared, man. It's gotta be prepared. Because it's only gonna get wilder. You understand? A year ago, not even 6 months ago, saying you was a Hebrew was weird. Now it's not weird. Now it's like, what's that about? Like I said, I was training for this other slavery, and I was wearing my ring, right? That Sharia wore hit me with the water. You understand? We was doing bandaging because I was doing CPR training. And I was doing bandaging, and I had it on. I was wearing a glove, one of them clear gloves. And the Asian dude came to me, and he said, "Oh, you Jewish?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that wasn't before. Before that didn't stand out." You know what I'm saying? But ever since this last few weeks, man, that's why I was telling my rib, I was like, what Kanye is like following a paramedic. You should follow the paramedic to get through the traffic a little bit. Right. You can't follow it the whole time. But when you see that paramedic up, get it behind it. Right, how far can I go before it's a crime? Boom, all right, get back in traffic. You understand? Because you done moved up about 7 blocks now. You understand? And that's all Kanye is. He's not the beacon of hope. Right. But when opportunities, just like when Kyrie did what he did, he was more like, okay, I could do like maybe hit about 5 more cars now. Right. I told him to get back in traffic. You know what I'm saying? Now it's who's next? Who's gonna be the next big name, right? Who's it gonna be? We already know Shaq knows who we are, us specifically.
Right.
He knows the ISUBK. You understand? So who's gonna be the next domino that's bigger than Kanye? You understand? And it's really just gonna be Commanding General Yohana getting on these major platforms. It's gonna happen. He's gonna be on, if not the Breakfast Club, he's gonna be on Charlamagne the God's other thing. Whatever the big channel that's gonna happen, Commanding General Yohana is gonna be there. And that's you might as well just start looking up because we probably close enough to we must have 143,995. We just need 5 more brothers now because the information just gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? From there, let's get Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 5. All right, this verse is mainly for us, but we're gonna use it for the Jewish man.
All brothers got it?
God.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children.
Mm-hmm.
They are a perverse and crooked generation.
Listen, that's how it is if we betray the Lord. But that Jewish man pretending to be us, that's him, man. Right. His spot is not the spot of his children. The Lord don't look at them like they're my people. He's like, what's that? Let me find that one verse in Ecclesiasticus. Give me not Ecclesiasticus. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 10 verse 23.
God.
All right, the Lord said, I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye children of Israel are not consumed. Meaning, as bad as we've suffered, because the Lord would never give up on his promise with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, nothing that happens to us kills us. You know what I'm saying? We are probably we're so blessed as a people that if we wouldn't succumb to the things that society throws at us, if we wouldn't just be like, you know what, I won't do that because it's children here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just take my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just, you know what, white women it is. I'm just done with black women. If we would just not succumb to the, I guess I just got to get high. It's the only way to get my mind off. If we would just not succumb to these things, you understand? We have the best rehabilitation program ever because the Lord will be with you. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say he ain't going to give you more than you can handle. That comes from here. You got to know that. You can't be like, oh, it's too much. You got to know the Lord would never put me in a position that I gotta do the wrong thing. No, the Lord puts you in a position where even if you take the wrong path, there's a way back. You just gotta follow the path back. All right. Don't go the wrong way on the fork. When you know that, you can see that. Oh, that's definitely not the right way to go. This is clearly it might be the left way, but it's the right way. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 22, sir?
Verse 23.
23?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
No sweat.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 10, verse 23. And which is the greatest of all? Mm-hmm. The seal of Zion. Mm-hmm. Hath now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate her. Now, if I was a Christian pastor, I'd run around the church right there. That'd be my point. Play the organ. Because, come on. I mean, who's rocking the shield of David? Right. God damn. I mean, we rock it because it's ours, but it's been delivered. We didn't give it up. You know what I'm saying? But it has been delivered to those that hate us, man. And it's of all the horrible, like we it's a lot of memes that be like, they got a meme that says, what would you do if you saw Jesus getting jumped? And they said the answer was the same thing he did during slavery.
Like, like black folks like, I wouldn't help Jesus. What my real was like, I turned a rock into a Glock. I was like, that's you funny. She would help him. But you know, the average person, they like, look, I would just not mess with him. And to the Lord, that wasn't the worst thing that could ever happen. The worst thing that could ever happen is that our shield was delivered into the hands of those that hate us. Your thoughts are not like the Most High's thoughts. Right. And you gotta get that just drilled into your head, man. What matters to you, it's not the same gravity. You understand? Because you might be mad about slavery. And the Lord is like, I told you how to not go into slavery. My laws matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like being a father. You got kids, right? And they mess up. You got to discipline them. They're like, why are you treating me like this? You're like, brother, I told you don't do that. You think I wanted to do this? I gotta do this, man. So you can learn. Because you're gonna be a man one day too. And guess what? You're gonna have kids, they're gonna do the same thing. You gotta learn a lesson. You understand? You think, oh, the slavery, 400 years of slavery, it's finally over. The worst thing is your identity was given to people that hate you. The damn dude went on the Breakfast Club and said the reason we promote the gun violence, the Planned Parenthoods, all of these different ways that destroy black people, because I got mouths to feed. Damn. So I got to put a gun in my brother's mouth so you can put food in your son's mouth. Damn. What kind of garbage is that? You know what I'm saying? And the Jedi mind trick is I'm okay with that. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. When that should be enough information for you to change your mind about a lot of things. When before I came in the truth, and we coming up on that with the Feast of Rededication. Man, when I first read, and you might want to take a look, when I first read First Maccabees, about the first 3 chapters, 4, I remember saying, I was blown away. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Nobody's reading this but me right now. This is horrible. This is where it all comes from. God damn. I was blown away. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you gotta be. You gotta be like, oh, this is important, man. That's why my community is messed up. It's not even this record producer ain't the beginning of the problem. Right. It's been Caucasians from the damn beginning. Right. They are the problem. You know what I'm saying? And again, their lives matter. But for what? Because for me, white lives matter for my plantation. They matter to not even draw my water. I would never let white people do anything important. Like nothing that gets near me. Like they matter to pull my car. Like, you know how Asian people had that whole part of their culture. They had a one man. You doing that? The buggy. That's what they do for me. That's their future. You understand? But that matters. But they women don't matter. They women matter. Get that damn field. Pick that cotton, man. And get your woman, man. I'm about to whip both of y'all, man. If you don't get her and all that, they matter for a reason. But not just because they breathe. You know what I'm saying? Right. But when it's all said and done, they stole something from us, man. We gotta get it back. All right. So let's go back to Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and 5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children.
So again, even though they rock the shield, they put it on their flag, they not the Israelites. They not the children of the Most High. Keep reading.
They are a perverse and crooked generation.
They are a perverse and crooked generation. You just have to accept that. You know what I'm saying? But what we don't need to be is an equally perverse and crooked generation.
Right.
We need to make sure that our spot is the spot of his children. Just like you and your father right here, right? it take more than just looking like him for him to be your father. It's being him. That's what makes him your father. All right. Matter of fact, it's a really good verse on here. All right. Damn, it's a good one too. Friend, enemy. Damn, when you die, shit. When you die, you have a. I hope this is the right words for it. Like once, like himself, like himself. Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30. Woo! Let me tell you something. You lucky, you a lucky young man, man. I wish my father was in the truth like this. Cause these verses right here, yikes. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse. Let's start at verse 1. It's a sidebar, but it's a good one.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, the Apocrypha, chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod. That he may have joy of him in the end.
So coming into the truth, right? You might be older right now, right? But you're still a baby in the truth. All right. And your father, because he's been here longer, he's not a baby in the truth. All right. No different than when you were a baby and your father was not a baby. He was in the point where he could change the diapers, teach you this is how you walk, boy, this is where you pee at. And saying this is the ABCs, this is the 1, 2, 3. Your mom helped, of course, you know what I'm saying? But just in that same way, when you're young, he gotta cause you to feel the rod, which is correction. You gotta correct you. Hey, salute him, all right. This is how you salute. This is how we do the parent, right? They don't do that everywhere, but in the Bay Area, they do the 2 chest pump. In the other, just 1. You go around the back. You got to teach them that. All right, boom, this is salute. Repeat. Now, this is what it means. Now, this is how we salute the little sister. That's what you do. He's chastising you to help you. All right? You got to do that when you're young so that when you're older, he ain't got to do it no more. Now he can sit there and rub his belly and say, oh, man, that's my boy right there. Boy, man, I thought I was hardcore coming to the truth. This brother, he didn't get a gray hair. He just was in the truth. Didn't get a gray hair, was just black hair the whole life. You understand? Man, look at you, general. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reason why you chastise your children, you know, so that when they get older, not only do you not have to chastise them, they're, oh man, he is just me in a good way. He's better than me. That's the real thing. Oh, he's better than I. Oh man, he was so lucky. And he used that opportunity. He didn't waste it. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 2. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances.
Look at it. Look at it. Oh, yeah. Officer Yeshaya over there, man, is doing this thing. I ain't got to look. He over there talking to the general. I'm watching. Man, he getting wisdom. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, this is a real thing too. When you're of age, when your dad go, hey, you need a drink, son? Oh damn, I can't wait. You need a drink because you just that. Not to say every kid gotta just be perfect, not at all. But just it's such a good feeling to have a child that grows up in a way where you can. I trust you with alcohol. I trust you with the keys to my car. I trust you at the gun range to shoot properly and not accidentally and kill people accidentally. You know what I'm saying? That's a parental feeling. All right. He says, "He that shall rejoice with him among his acquaintances." Watch my son. Watch how he do this. Oh, you teaching the class? Like as a father, you just sitting there. Oh snap! This boy teaching the class. What was calling him Auto One? It's silent joy. We this is our face when it's happening. But inside, we just like, oh, damn. You don't know it yet. But when you have children, you know that, what's that? That was sweat. It just came from a tear duct. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 3.
This is the point.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 4. Though his father died, yet he is as though he was not dead.
Mm-hmm.
For he had left one behind him that is like himself.
That's the point. That's looking like your father. It's not just your appearance identical based on your physical attributes. It's you. You're so much like him. Your names could be totally different. And they would be like, well, you must become a my junior. No, I got my own name. But you don't think that negative. You're like, yeah, I'll become a my junior. You know what I'm saying? And even when your father passes, because we all end up going the way of man, right? It's like he's here. It's like, damn, this motherfucker is just like his father. And his father was honorable as hell. I'm going to respect him because, damn, he was such an example. And that's having the spot that you want to have with the Lord. You want to have the spot of, you want to look like Christ. You don't look like him identical, but you look like him in your actions and your thoughts and how you go about your life. That's the whole point of all of this. You know what I'm saying? We want to have the spot of his people. We don't want to look like African Americans. We don't want to look like Salvadorians. We don't want to look like Cherokee Indians. We want to look like Gadites and Simeonites and Reubenites, Judites. We want to look like Issacharites. We want to look like his people.
Right.
You understand? We don't want to look like people that, would eat pork on the altar. You understand? All right, from there, because I'm getting long with it, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23. We own these Jewish people's heads, all right? The Jews are black. The Jews are Latino. The Jews are Native American. All right? Let's see if the Bible can make sense of that for the simple.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin?
Can the Ethiopian change his skin? Can an Ethiopian who is known for being brown or known for being dark, just from a carnal level? Not to mention they're a nation of people. Skin complexion or not, they're a nation of people. But can an Ethiopian change his skin? Can he say, you know what? To hell with this melanin. It's off. No, you can't. Not thinking it. You can go to some doctor, some modern day medicine doctor, and say, hey, can you peel off my skin, some layers of my skin and stuff like that? Yeah, okay. But in the end, melanin is deeper than how you look. It's in your genetics. It's like people that get a tan, right? If you're not that dark, when the winter comes, you're gonna lighten up. You understand? Some things you just can't change just because you want to change it. All right, can an Ethiopian change his skin? Go ahead.
Or the leopard his spots?
Now that's something even more pragmatic that anybody can get. Can a leopard change his spots? Can a leopard be a cheetah? Can a leopard be a jaguar? Can a leopard be a zebra? Can it not have spots at all without that being a genetic deformality? No. If it's a leopard, it's going to have the spots of a leopard. That's the point. The answer to these two questions is no. The Ethiopian can't change the skin, and the leopard can't change the spot. Go ahead.
Then may he also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
That's for us, man. We can do good, and we should do good. We've been accustomed to do evil, man. It's time to do good. It's not in our, we're not a wicked people. You know what I'm saying? We're not the American gangster. We're not Scarface. We're none of these people, man. We are the people that we read about in history that were revolutionaries.
That's right.
The red clouds, the sitting bulls. You know what I'm saying? We're those people. We're Toussaint Louverture. We're people that fought against oppression.
Right.
We didn't give into it. You understand? We do have a history of messing up, but that doesn't mean that's who we are.
Right.
We're humans that, you know what I'm saying, that suffer from that Adam and Eve complex, following after the wrong leadership.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then listening to the wrong person. As we know the right thing to do, but then we end up listening to the wrong person. You understand? But the same way an Ethiopian can't change his skin and a leopard can't change his spots, you can't change the fact that you're an Israelite and white people are not.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So we might as well operate righteously rather than operating like our oppressor, who is evil by nature, the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You understand? All right, from there, let's go to 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Ooh, we're not going to get through all of these, but I'm going to try my best.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit.
Don't believe every spirit. Every word that come out of people's mouth, don't just take it. You understand? Take it with a grain of salt. Go ahead.
But try the spirits.
Try it. Go ahead.
Whether they are of God.
You gotta, and that's what folks in the entertainment industry lack. Because they're not taught, they don't know how to try a spirit. You understand? They just get some information and they run with it. But they're not acting with wisdom. That's why they're more or less people in the media are more or less they're just megaphones. That's all they are. They have megaphones. What the hell are you talking about? Come to the table. Come to the table. I'll explain, because he just talking. He don't know what the hell he's saying. I'll explain it to you. You understand? You gotta try every spirit to see if it's of the Lord. All right, Kanye West, you gotta try the spirit. You can't just jump on the Kanye West train. Kyrie, you can't just jump on them train, because before you know it, you might see him wearing purple. Like, oh, this one. He did not come in the right direction. He went soft. He went, he basically was like, he all right, if you see somebody in purple, they saw us.
Right.
That's just a fact. They saw purple, they saw us, they said, that looked a little bit easier. Let me do that. They didn't say 1969. That's when did y'all start? 2008. 1969, 2008. I'm going with them. That's what they did. They said, This is easier. Damn, that's hard over there. You know what I'm saying? So you got to try their spirit, because they'll fool you every time. You know what I'm saying? Don't just accept something because somebody said it. Figure out if their spirit is that of the Lord. Keep reading.
Because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
You know what I'm saying? That's as simple as how people choose their church. They move to a new city and they choose their church. They did no research, because Christianity is just the same thing. It's the same bull crap in Oakland, in Richmond, in Sacramento, in EPA. It doesn't matter where you go. It's the same garbage. It's the same. You could be a blind person and go to church. Okay, the first hour they're gonna start playing music, and then the second hour they're gonna pass around the tray 3 times, and then he gonna get up there and say 2 verses, and then they're gonna have a chance for you to get baptized, and they're gonna have some music, and when it's over, everybody gonna go eat. You could do that in any city. You ain't gotta open your eyes to see that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to try a spirit to see it's of the Lord, because there's so many false prophets out there, and you'll get caught up in the storm. You know what I'm saying? You gotta research, for lack of a better word. Keep reading.
Verse 2. Hereby know ye the Spirit of God.
This is how you're gonna know if they got the Spirit of God. Keep going.
Every spirit that confesseth that Jesus Christ, the Yahushua,
Mm-hmm.
Mashiach in the Hebrew,
Mm-hmm.
is come into flesh, is of God.
That he has come in the flesh. Go ahead.
That he has come in the flesh is God.
That's how you know they're of God. If they tell you the truth and say Christ did walk the earth, he was a man, and he had a flesh. He wasn't some spiritual being. Where does flesh come from? And how did you get your flesh? Exactly. Comes from sex. Flesh comes from sex. You don't get no flesh outside of that. A man and a woman had to come together for you to be born, which means that man and that woman had to have an ethnicity. It wasn't just an egg and a sperm cell. That ain't how it works. Children. A man has to be a race, and a woman has to be a race. And they have to come together and have sex. And what is produced is the seed of that man. You understand? So if you confess that Christ came in the flesh, you have the Spirit of God. Why? Because you have to say, well, what ethnicity was he? Right? And Jewish people do neither. They don't believe he existed. They think he's a lie. And Christians think he's not a real person. They think Christ's supposed to be clear, right? Because they don't see color. Some people say he's olive color. Well, olives come in two colors, black and green. And so they saying he's green. He basically a zombie to the world. You understand? You know what I'm saying? But anybody that say, oh no, he's a Jew. Okay, which tribe of Jew is he? Oh, he tribe of Judah. Okay, what ethnicity of the tribe of Judah? Oh, those are black people. Okay, you got it. So your spirit is right. You understand? Because that means other people got to be black too. You understand? And if Jew is short for Judah, okay, well then we got another 11 tribes. And let me tell you something, man. Ain't none of them tribes white. You understand? So that's what they don't want to. That's what they're always running from. The fact that if you just walked up on a Jewish person today, say, hey, what tribe you from? You Jewish, right? What tribe you from? Judah. They all Judah. How you gonna have a tribe of Judahs only? You understand? That ain't how it worked in the scriptures. And Christ didn't say he was coming. Christ said he didn't say he was coming for 144 out of the tribe of Judah. He's coming back after he gets 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? So they are people. All of these people have a spirit and an ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? And that's the denial of religion. Religion can't tell you the truth. But we're not a religion, so we're teaching you your culture. We'll tell you the truth till you blue in the ears, blue in the face. Till we blue in the face. Good to go?
So like I said, that's heavy when you bring it. I wasn't gonna raise my hand, but it's just so heavy, the scripture, because it's concerning of the flesh, right? And the Christian church is teaching that Christ came is only spirit from God, that Mary got pregnant from the spirit and all this other kind of stuff. But this doesn't say that. If you're teaching the quote unquote so-called immaculate conception, you are not of Most High.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. And it's no different than Genesis. The way Christians in the world deals with Genesis is the same way they deal with Matthew chapter 1.
Right.
They don't want it to be real. The Bible is no good if it's a fantasy book. Right. You better off reading Marvel.
Right.
You're better off, because if this important fundamental book is a bunch of fairy tales and just made up, then why do it? Why even? I wouldn't waste my energy.
Right.
Adam and Eve weren't the first two people on planet Earth. That don't make no damn sense. And Christ didn't come from a spirit going in her body. It's not supernatural. Demon didn't just go on her mouth. Oh, it's Jesus, really? No, she had sex with her husband. You understand? And it was improper. It was not the way it was supposed to be done. It was before the time, wrong tribes having sex with each other. But what was happening was the Lord was saying, this is what I wanted. I wanted it to be like this. So don't hide her. Don't put her away. Take your wife, because the only way a woman can become your wife is through sex, and raise this child. Because it's not fantasy, it's just life. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be aborted. You understand? The way I found out my mom is and my father is, damn, how I'm here by a miracle. I'm just assuming that because I'm pretty sure it was like 4 abortions before me. You understand? I'm pretty sure it was a lot of drugs involved in my birth. You understand? But I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Christ came. He came in a way that was like, damn, that wasn't right, bro. But he was the greatest of all of us. You understand? So we can't deny that he came in the flesh. That's antichrist. Keep reading.
Verse 3. And every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh is come.
Just read it in English.
Mm-hmm. That Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God. Mm-hmm. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come. And even now already it is in the world. So
back then there was a spirit of Antichrist, and now it's the spirit of Antichrist. Go
ahead. So that's basically saying that the Jewish man is the spirit of Antichrist.
Absolutely. Yeah. Caucasians are the spirit of Antichrist. Yeah. Christianity is the spirit of Antichrist. You know what I'm saying? It's so Antichrist, they named it after Christ. Christianity, it ain't got nothing to do with Christ. It literally got nothing to do with Christ. It's church is, what should we do on Sunday? Come together in a building and sing and shake each other's hands and give money and read a couple verses. That's all it is. It ain't serving. Like how many verses we just read tonight? A Christian can come in here and be like, "Hey, y'all ain't done yet." Damn, I mean, shit. It's like it's been like an hour or something. Where's the music at? We got music. You ain't gonna like it though. You know what I'm saying? Got to dance. It's Southside. You know what I'm saying? It's regular dancing. It ain't nothing. Ain't no spiritual dancing up in here. We are building a nation of people. We're not giving you a new religion. To hell with religion. It's the problem. Black man and black woman, Latino man and woman, Native man and woman. We just want you to be you, but better. That's all. Right. You know you are. Not you thinking you're Latino and you're better than black people. You're black and you're better than Latino. You're Native, so you're better than Latinos and Natives. Not Latinos and black people. No. We want y'all to remember we're all the same people with the same plight, with the same God. And we'll get out of this hell if we keep the same law. Right. All right. So yeah, that Antichrist spirit, man, it's been in the world since the days of who we reading about John. You know what I'm saying, brother? I think this is John, one of Christ's brothers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's 2,000 years ago. This is 2,000-year-old dilemma, man. It's nothing brand new. All right, nothing new under the sun. All right. So from there, let's get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Okay. We're gonna skip one portion, but I'm gonna get y'all these verses and then we're gonna be done. We're gonna do 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 through 6, Job chapter 9, 24, and then Ecclesiastes 12, verse 10 through 12, and that's it. So let's start with 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
The book of
take your time.
The 2 Thessalonians,
No, you good. Take your time.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
Don't let any man tell you that what you're about to hear is a lie. It's not a lie. It's going to happen, and it's happening right now, thanks to Commander General Yohannes. Go ahead.
For that day shall not come, except there come a fall away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
So it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. Meaning, you're not going to get salvation without peeling the onion. All right? Peeling, I ain't going to say that for fruit. But anything that got to be peeled, it's got to be peeled away. You ain't going to figure out what the bones of this building is until you knock down these walls. You understand? Peel this paint. Lift up the carpet. Then you know what the foundation is. And that has to happen, right? Before this day happens. What's this day? The day in which you get the kingdom back. The day on which you really figure out who the actual devil is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not just a word, but really seeing it for yourself, right? It's what's a good example of it? You ever heard a game called Silent Hill?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's that. It's the peeling away of the world and realizing what the real reality is. You know what I'm saying? It's not painted, it's not carpeted, it's not pretty. It's really dingy and grungy, metal grates and rust. That's the real world you live in. It's like when you drive to San Francisco on a Bay Bridge and you see it, like, oh wow, look, this beautiful, oh man, this city, God must be in this city. And then you go to the Tenderloin district. And you're like, oh my God. They really don't treat us good around here. That's what has to happen. We had to go into slavery for us to really figure out how bad it could be. You understand? But we had to get out of slavery. You understand? We had to lose our identity 100% to really, in order for the white man's enslavement to be worthy. You understand? For him to be our slave the way it's supposed to be, you had to see him in power. You had to see how horrible of a man that's ruling over you to really understand why he deserves what's coming to him.
Right.
You understand? If the servant never got to ride on a horse, you would never know what he was really thinking while he was serving you. He really hated you. He really had a perpetual hatred for you. He really hates that you rule over him and will do anything to keep his thumb on top of you. You understand? So you got to peel away that Kodak smile that the white man has and really find out it's the teeth that he's showing. It's not a smile. It's anger. It's hatred that you exist. There's a scene in that movie Mississippi Burning when I guess the sister came in with her niece or nephew or daughter or something like that, and the white lady said, "Oh my God, she said such a beautiful baby." And the white man, he was walking, he was a police officer. He was like, oh, "Beautiful? Like what the hell do you mean? A black baby could never be beautiful." Like you have to see that, and it can't just be in a movie. It has to be in here. That's really how they feel.
Right.
Damn, that's got to be revealed. You understand? That's the only way you're going to get the salvation that is promised to you. When you peel it away yourself, man. Like damn, just because I'm a football player doesn't mean I need to sleep with a white woman. That's got to be revealed to you. You understand? Just because white people's faces is on the money, that don't mean I gotta like them. That's got to be revealed to you. Just because that Jewish man got the shield of David, that don't mean he's an actual Jew. He's saying Jewish. He's telling me he's not a Jew. I gotta understand that. It has to be revealed to me to mean something, right? They got a show called Blackish, right? Nobody even blinked. Blackish, the title of the show was so beautiful because, if I'm not mistaken, it damn near had the definition on it, saying like being something but not actually being it. So if they would have just called the show Jewish, it'd have been the same thing. It'd be being kind of like a Jew, but not really. That has to be revealed to you. You understand? Keep going.
The son of perdition. Sorry.
Read that part.
The son of perdition.
And I said, you got to know who the son of perdition is. What does perdition mean? Let's look that up, because that's not a regular black vocabulary word. I got it. Perdition. Perdition means, in Christian theology, I don't like that one. You get a better one. They're not going to give me another one. Let's see what they have. A state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unpenitent person passes after death. No, I don't like that one. Let's get late Middle English from Old French. Perdition, from ecclesiastical Latin perditio, from Latin perdere, destroy. All right, completely destroyed. All right, that son of man, that son of perdition has to be revealed. Like, you gotta completely destroy. You gotta reveal who's destroying you. All right, that's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's the Matrix, basically. You gotta really figure out what's going on. Like I was saying earlier, you gotta get to the bones of your situation to really understand. Oh, that's why things are the way they are. I get it now. Keep reading. Verse 4.
Verse 4. Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God.
So you gotta see who is exalting themselves above God, yet they oppose God. Man. And it's not black folk. Right. Man, we was on plantations, taking Sundays off, going to church. They have a whole slave Bible that cuts up the Bible in ways that, Jesus Christ, women with these BBLs and these breast implants could only pray for. That's how cut up the Bible was for us. You understand? So it definitely wasn't us. We ain't the bad guy. You understand? So who's exalting himself to be God? Just look at, man, I used to have I wish I had this Bible still. I used to have a photo Bible. And in that Bible, man, I got it on one of my Facebook pages. It's full of Caucasians. Full of Caucasians. Give me a second Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. Man, and if I may, Kakon, can you keep reading where he was at? Okay, if you got second Maccabees, go ahead and read that, and then you go back. Yeah. Keep reading real quick. Verse 4.
Verse 4. So 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Can you read that in a second Maccabees? Oh, what was it? First Maccabees 3 and 48. First Maccabees 3 and 48. Yeah, go.
And it's funny that you said it, because I don't know if you saw it, but I shared it in a group chat where they said a university has recreated a picture of Moses, and he looked just like Hulk Hogan.
Man, I'm telling you, they playing. That gotta be for fun. I think they got another one that looked like Bruce Willis. Or it's like it's so sad. It's only funny because we in the truth, right? But for brothers in the world, you be like, see Moses look like Hulk Hogan. Yeah, brother. No, it's fake. Even when they make that Middle Eastern rendering of Jesus Christ, it's like, this nigga look like he could be a part of the Italian mafia. All he need to do is shave the top and get this side real low. He looked like the dude from you ever seen that movie? That was it called? The Two Brothers, the Boondock Saints. The main dude. You seen it? No. All right, remember that's all right. So like, you might have seen it. All right, no, so there's a scene where they got this real mostly Italian, and both of them is in a room, and shit, I don't remember his name, but he was the funny guy, and the dude came in. I go in there, I deal with it right now. And he came in there and he just decked him in the face with this boom right there in the forehead, killed him, and both of them was like But that dude, people that know in the metaverse, you understand that dude, he is what Jesus Christ looked like to white people. Like, he'll never be white. That's antichrist behavior. You're gonna deny a man of his identity, and we make jokes about it, right? We say in 20, 40, 50 years they'll do the Tupac story, and he'll be white. God damn, they just did the Michael Jackson story and had a white man play Michael Jackson while we alive. We're breathing. And I think it's called Escaping Neverland or something like that. But it's he had vitiligo. You don't need a white person to do that. You get an albino person to play Michael Jackson if necessary. All you gotta do is correct the eye thing, because actually by albinos they got the eye thing, they don't focus. But it's black people that could have played Michael Jackson, even with a cut up face. But they just was like, we're gonna wait. We're not gonna waste the time to pay no black person. Get a white person to play Michael Jackson. Like, God damn, if he's not the devil. You understand? But yeah, they'll do that. They'll Hulk Hogan, Moses. No, not even close. You understand? But go ahead and read that, Baba Bashar.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 4. In his acts, he was like a lion.
48, Salakia. My fault. Verse 48. Yeah.
Look at First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Yeah. You know what that's like? That's opening the book and saying, "Ooh, niggas, no. Put white people in here. See you later." That's pretty much what it was like. You know what I'm saying? They open up the book. Ooh, Native Americans. No. Make him white and make her white. Oh, Latinos. Latinos go to. Oh no. Make everybody in here white or die. That's pretty much what it was like.
And that's heavy that you said that, so because when you think, my grandma used to watch a lot of old gospel, call it gospel, but like I say Christian shows, reenacting Moses. And
I used to watch them same shows, but
it's all white people.
Yeah.
So if you don't read the book and don't understand the book, just from watching that, you're gonna take hold of Christianity.
Listen, what you're saying is so heavy, because if you leave it up to Caucasians, everybody's white.
Right.
David was white. Goliath is white. Everybody's got the Queen of Sheba's white. Everybody white, and that's not even PC for today. Like you gotta make people who they are supposed to be. But more than that, how do you deny one people of everything? Black people are only African. We're never anything else in history. That don't make no damn sense. Latinos and natives, they don't even exist in history. If you want to be real, if the history is in the Middle East, it ain't got nothing to do with Latinos and natives. But whenever it's a black person, African. And it's like, that's somebody's hiding something from you. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, that's what they've done. They've sat in the seat as God, and they have drawn themselves in our book to be us, because it's a mind trick. You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between the Dark Age and the Renaissance. The Dark Age was us ruling. The Renaissance was them whitewashing history. You understand? But that ain't how they teach it in the book. You know, the rewriting of history is that the transatlantic slave trade was the transatlantic migration.
Right.
Meaning we came to America and because we was like indentured servants. Yeah, that worked out for us. Because a part of your indentured servitude, we forgot to show you in the fine print. We're gonna take your identity and
Right.
no. The Irish people claim that they suffered. Okay. Same way anybody else claims they suffered. I get it. I'm not denying white people have been mean to other white people. Damn, the Civil War was white people being mean to white people. The Confederates against the British, or whatever that was. The British.
Russia, Ukraine.
Damn, I ain't even got to go back in time. Russia. I remember when it first started. The devastation was so horrible, but it is exactly that. Caucasians have no problem being mean to each other, man. That goddamn Joe Biden with his nutty ass, man, he raised gas prices just to be mean to Russians. He's like, look, America, it's gonna get rough. And and it got rough. Gas went from 389. You'd be like, damn, that's too expensive. To a year later, you're like, hey, gas is $4.89 over here, man. I'm going. About to fill up a barrel of gas. You know what I'm saying? Because it was at $6.99 4 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why? You ain't got to go in ancient history. You go right today. Caucasians, if they ain't doing nothing to us, they'll do something to themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's not a weird thing. All right. But the main thing you got to get from all of this is, look, you got to reveal this. This has to be made known that everything you've been taught about the Bible has been a lie, and they're perpetrating that they're us and we're nobody. We're the most important people to God and to life. We're the Israelites. We are the upper class of human beings. The Lord said, everybody else is the small dust of the balance and a drop in a bucket. There's more of this, and that's us compared to the other nations, right? The other nations, I don't promote this. This is for example. That's the other nations. Nothing. They don't even matter to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get it in our minds that we matter to the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Otherwise, they're just going to continue to rule over us. All right? So from there, last two, all right? Yeah. Give me Job chapter 9, verse 24.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the face of the judges thereof. If not, where? And who is he?
So again, following the same theme. They looked in the book, they painted themselves. They sat in the seat and claimed that they were us. The earth is in the hands of the wicked. He's covered up the face of the judge. You want to think of it like how they would lynch us back in the day. They put the bag over your head, right? That's pretty much what they've done. They put the bag over the head. So, or here's a better. You play video games at all? You know how you got a character that's not available yet? They cloaked in black. You can see the outline of them, but you can't see who they are. That's how they've done us. They've edited us out of the picture and put their self in the place. All right. They cover up the faces of the judge. And they run the earth. Who runs the earth? Kanye West made a very important statement that can easily be looked over. When that TMZ reporter or whoever the paparazzi was that said, you want to walk back what you said? And Kanye was like, why I got to walk back what I said? These people run these companies. CBS News, Universal, all these Reds are Jewish people. They are in charge of everything that matters.
Right.
everything that matters. You have to understand that for crack to have entered the community, black community, they had a hand in it. You understand? They helped Ronald Reagan with the Contras. You understand? They created the propaganda of what was the propaganda? It was that the hippies were smoking all the weed, but black people, we was high off the heroin during the Vietnam War. All that they are the reason for the eugenics program, of Margaret Sanger, in which you understand. Not only do you have the Planned Parenthoods everywhere, you got the Christian preachers pushing it. You understand? They're in charge of all the media, the Diamond District, everything that matters in your life. They are the reason why there was an NWA. Put it like that. There was no the niggas that they said had attitudes didn't have attitudes. That was their plot. Oh, nigga with attitude. That's good. That sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you find out the niggas Ice Cube don't have no attitude. Right. He been playing a bad guy. Right. But guess what? I thought he was a bad guy growing up. So I modeled my life after him. Right. That's how it is for us. Our stars fall. You understand? But theirs, they shoot up even higher. You understand why? Because the earth is at their helm. You understand? That's why we need Christ to come back. That's why we have to take our identity back. Because if we don't, man, it's every movie where somehow white people win. How did white people win in the Independence Day? I'm not even saying, like, tell me the plot. How did they beat an advanced civilization that had force fields with Windows 92, with AOL? You don't even know about dial-up. we beat them with an internet connection. Get the hell out of here, man. White people aren't geniuses. They just know how to make sure that they look good in the end. They just know how to make sure that we are the mule for their victory. That's it. But they run the world. Now, tell me another nation that rules Earth, and I'll stop being a priest. Show me the apex gorilla that runs planet Earth. Show me the Loch Ness monster that's running Earth, really. The what they call the lizard people. Show me the lizard people with the eyes that blink this way and this independently of the lid going. They don't rule the Earth. You know what I'm saying? The I don't even want to say like these fake Israelites. White people rule the Earth. Right. All right. Otherwise, show me the Indian person with the dot on their forehead that runs the Earth. China, everything is made in China, and they still don't rule the Earth like the white man does. Like you were saying earlier, Ukraine and Russia, yeah, that's the white man. They run everything. All right. Please. A little bit longer. All right. Give me Psalms 83 and verse 3. We just read to verse 5, and then we'll do Ecclesiasticus 12, verse 10 through 12. And that's it. I promise. You understand? Again, bringing it back to the title, man. The Jews are black, man. And who's next to spill the beans? All right? Who's next? Who? Just plan for it. Another black person is going to say something that is going to put their career in jeopardy. You understand?
Right.
Just stop being surprised. Be prepared. Don't be sure, make sure, or don't make sure, be sure, whichever way we say it in the UPK. Do that. Be prepared, brother. Be prepared to be in the truth, man. It's not going to be nothing left, man. Right. It's falling apart right before your eyes, man. And your son, he's excellent. Don't never think that anything about him. He's great too. Man, my chick, let me tell you something. My oldest son be like, when I say he come to class, He like, how long is gonna be kids there? I'm like, nigga, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now Nehemiah, my youngest, he's like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? But my children know UPK. You know what I'm saying? But these are the times, man, you got to get down. You got to get down. It's about to get so weird out here, man. The people you don't even expect, you don't even think are looking at what the Israelite is about. They're looking at it right now while I'm teaching this class. They're learning. Right. Just like I was learning when General Muhammad was teaching Monday classes. I didn't know he was teaching Monday classes. I was just finding out about who the hell I was, man. People are learning, man. Take this time, man, and be in it. Because when it's too late, man, it's going to be too late. Psalm 83 and verse 3.
Go
ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden one.
Who is the they? The heathen, these other nations. They've taken crafty counsel. All right. Think of something that's done craftily. Somebody that breaks a glass and then puts it together and glues it, and then before you know, when it's all said and done, it's smooth. You're like, damn, how did he do that? He did it craftily. He took his time in how he was going to do it. Even though he didn't know how the glass was going to break, she took her time, but he took his time and said, I'm going to put each piece back. Matter of fact, even the glass break was crafty. It was on purpose. I'm going to break this glass and it's going to break into 200 million pieces. I'm going to put all 200 million pieces back together. That's the breaking of Blacks, Latinos, and Natives. All right. You ever heard of breaking the book? Yeah. Yeah, that's horrible. But that was crafty. You understand? Those, not just the reservations, but the boarding schools that they put on the Native Americans on, that was crafty. Killing all of the buffaloes, that was crafty. Coming over here with a Gatling gun. The Gatling gun was introduced on the Native Americans, who was riding bareback on horses and felt I can get through that. They didn't know what was being shot at them. You understand? They took crafty counsel and said, okay, as a part of that, also, we're going to destroy the identity of this people because they researched it. And research tells you that if you take away a person's identity, they'll be whatever you want them to be. You understand? It's like the Men in Black, right? You lose your fingerprints, you just become Agent K, Agent I, whatever letter they give you. But that's not an identity. That you just an MIB. And that's what they did to us without the gadgets, without the mission. They said, we're going to turn them into cargo. We're going to treat them like animals. What is a black man according to the Constitution?
Social? 3/5 of a man?
3/5 of a man. What is 3/5? I suck at fractions. What is 3/5 of them? And it was really just for voting reasons. Right. It's like it wasn't because of you. It was because they knew, all right, this might not last forever. Meaning, if you get a certain amount of black people, that only accounts for one vote compared to one black person being one vote. Yeah, you need like 4 black people to count for one vote. You understand? Like, it was crafty. All right, keep reading.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Listen, we are the hidden ones because they came together and said, let's cut them off from being a nation. Let's separate Blacks, Latinos, and Natives. You gotta see it. You gotta see how wicked it is. And not only was it wicked, it was done wickedly with lights on like this. It was just them coming together saying, hey, how can we destroy it? The same way the Lord had a council on how to destroy a king, and the spirit came and said, I'll be a lion spirit. The Lord said, you be that lion spirit, you're going to win. when they came up with the idea of, hey, matter of fact, let's not just enslave them, let's cut them off from having an identity. So all they'll know is that they slaves, and then we'll call them, if we got to, Americans. That ain't who they are though. And then you be them. You be a Jew. I think that might work. And they did the play. They found out it worked. You understand? Because they cut us off craftily. Go ahead.
So like, with that, with bringing out so heavy and how they think about something, that's how they did hip hop. You know, at one point in time, rap music wasn't kill this brother, kill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fight for power and all that stuff. And then, you know, they said that all the big heads of the record labels came together and they consulted together and came up to push the agenda of NWA and all that.
Rap is just the blues at a faster rhythm.
Right.
That's all our music is just the blues, no matter what we call R&B, rap, hip hop. It's just the blues because we're the people that are suffering the most. That's why when you read Psalms, what's that? 130, what's it? 138, where it talks about. Let me find it real quick, just so I can have it accurate. Psalms 137, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's why I walk Psalm 137. We like, how are we gonna sing a song in the place of our captivity? You know what I'm saying? Like if I choose my chief joy over Israel, let my tongue cleave to the top of my mouth. Meaning, let me lose the ability to speak, or to be rhythmic, or make good music. You understand? Like that's a man knowing who he is. But when you don't know who you are, you shuck and jive. You the fiddler. You're not doing it because you want to do it. You don't know anything else. And that's was a part of their crafty counsel. Take away their identity. Like if they would have enslaved us, but we knew we were Israelites, we'd have been like we were in the past. We would have said, hey, look, yeah, we're gonna have to, we don't do this type of stuff. We are princely royal people. So I don't know this construct they got going on, but I'm not about to stay here. We'd have been drawing the shield in the ground in the sand. We'd have figured out how to, the same way we figured out how to make the cotton gin, we'd have figured out how to make the same way Haitians right now are eating mud pies and mud cakes. They figured out how to get dirt and say, I'm gonna make this edible, which is not, it's dirt. We would have done the same thing with the seal of Zion. We said, I'm an Israelite. Well, I gotta rock my shield. I gotta speak my language. But because they cut us off from everything, we sick.
Right.
That's all we became. We became priests or princes walking upon the earth, and they became servants sitting on horses. All right. Lastly, so we can get out of here. All right. Read verse 35. Read verse 5 of Psalm 83.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
All these nations came together and decided, we're going to do this. What you saying? We're going to do that. Let's do that. Lastly, Kakum, go ahead and read this. Ecclesiasticus 12, verse 10 through 12. We done.
Ecclesiastes 12 and
10.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Like it. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Keep going.
Come, verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, as thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped the looking glass,
Mm-hmm.
and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether.
Wiping that looking glass is like when you in the shower. You get out of the shower and the room is all steamy. Now you wipe it with a good, like something real good and dry. Oh man, you wipe it, you can see it real good. But it just takes a matter of moments. And it's like, damn, did I even wipe that? It looked worse than it would have looked if I'd have just let it stay misty. You know what I'm saying? That's your impression. You think he's cleaned himself. You think, oh man, he a good white man. Oh, just give him a second. He'll show you he's not.
Right.
Giving someone a second is not about the days that they're there for you. It's the moment that they're not. That's the one that hurts. It's not. I'll never turn my back on brothers in the UPK, right? Ever. But man, if you have a white friend in the world, that moment he turns your back on you, it's going to be the worst feeling ever. Because you're going to know, oh, I knew he was capable of this. He's doing it. She's doing it. That when that white woman accuses you of rape, that's that moment you're like, oh my God, I thought she was different. Ooh, she is like all the other ones. And it's too late then. Oh, it's too late because she didn't woke up her daddy. She woke up her uncle, grandpa, the court system, the Supreme Court. Under the jail, man. And you got to sit there for 30 or 40 years for them to finally figure out she lied. Emmett Till got murdered in what, the 20s? When he was 14? And only recent, might have been the 30s. Only, you know what I'm saying? Only recently they finally found out she was lying. Nobody was, he got mutilated. He ain't dead, he got mutilated. And she lived. Them white men lived. And now that she's on death's doorstep, she like, oh yeah, no, whistle. No, you don't whistle that. 14-year-old boy, man. We got streets named after Emmett Till. Emmett Till Drive, Emmett Till Boulevard, Emmett Till Lane, Emmett Till Court. That poor brother. They're going to have ones from Tamir Rice as well. Brother got killed before he could say shalom.
Right.
He was dead at the hands of police, man. That's, you know, I couldn't live on, like you talk about the Jewish man not being able to buy a German car. I could never live on Tamir Rice Lane. I could never live on Emmett Till Boulevard. I'd kill everybody on that block. I couldn't do it. My love for my people is too strong. You understand? But the way they want us to love them. Read verse 10 again, Baba Busha.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. Never
trust thine enemies. Ever. Don't ever trust them. He's right. He's right. That's right. That's the spirit of the Lord. Never trust the goddamn devil, man. It's horrible to trust him and him prove you wrong. He would tell you to never trust him.
Right.
Damn. But you would trust him? Ain't it a fairy tale, or like it's something where it's like an animal get bit or something like that? They say you knew I was a snake or something. I can't remember what that story is. But
It was a scorpion.
Scorpion, yeah, you knew I was a scorpion. You knew I would do this. Lobster, I don't give a damn what it is. You knew I was an electric eel.
Right.
You knew I was an elephant. You knew if you got under my foot, I'm a stump. You knew I was a damn tiger. You knew I was the king of the jungle. Why would you expect anything or a snake? That's what they are. They snakes. You knew I was a snake. And I believe if we kept reading these scriptures on this one, it would tell you who's gonna pity a snake charmer. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that deals with the snake, if it bites you, you surprised? It's supposed to bite you. Right. Never trust your enemies. Because even though we go crouching down and being like, oh no, I'm black like you. I'm black, yo. Black History Month, Juneteenth. All power to the people. Verse 12, Baba Kushan.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
That's what the Jewish man did. Stood up in our place, overthrew us, and said, I'm a Jew. They'll believe me. Go ahead.
Okay. Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
The right hand is power. Don't give him power. Go ahead.
Okay. Lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith.
Man, you let him sit. You give the white man power, before you know it, he kicking you off of your seat.
Right.
Sitting there. And you're gonna be like, damn, them crazy niggas on the corners was telling me about this. And I resisted. Damn. Getting all black right now before the wickedness happens, before Christ returns, man, before all you have to pray for is mercy. Get a crown on your head, brother. You understand? Wrap your head in a beautiful head wrap, sister. You understand? Don't be a twerkaholic out there, man. Don't be a drug dealer or a holic out there, brother. It's not worth it in the end.
That's right.
In the end, you're gonna figure out you are being used by the white man. You a puppet, being held by strings. You understand? They sticking the goddamn hand up your crotch, man, and controlling you. Don't be controlled by your oppressor, man. Oppress your oppressor. Rule over your oppressor, man. Coming to Isupk. Outside of that, any questions, any comments, anything? We good to go? With that, I pass the class over to priest and officer Uraga Bar. Let's get the High Holy Day prepared so we know what they just say. Unless you got it already. No, sir. I got it. Boom. Feast dedication. Yeah, kind of. Right here. But if you need, you see this.
We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for a new brother or sister. Rules for a new brother or sister. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. It's a 6-month period for the brother. If a brother finds an interest in his sister, it's a 6-month period for the brother and sister to court each other. After this 6-month period, they go to the head. They get permission from the head to marry.
Just read it how you remember. I'm slow. Just remember.
Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of.
Just remember. Get it. Somebody else got it. It's not big. No. Just wait till you got it. I don't have it right here, though. No, let me see. I got it. No, sorry. Ain't no sweat. Ain't no damn sweat. It's probably like 7 people watching at the most. I used to have this shit far away from. No, keep it ass. Got him? Okay. Right when I found it. Oh, that's funny.
We are the ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for a new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to shed themselves. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6-month period in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10. Mean 10 in Hebrew, Masharah. 10% of any increase the Lord give you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. We currently, we're coming up to the Feast of Dedication. Hanukkah, Hanukkah. This will be an 8-day celebration. It will start on the 17th of December. This one?
Is that right? Yeah, my shit say 23.
You can find this in Maccabees chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. Remember, if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, men of Israel, a model, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, a model Shabbat, a model Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Rakatah, Yajamatah. We're going to give, men of Israel, we're going to give one courteous salute to any sister that may be watching online. Men of Israel, a model Shabbat, a model Barak, Yahweh Shabbat, Yajamatah, dismissed.